next player, Pink Protoss. Nope. She hasn't switched races just yet, something she's done in the past. But she hasn't done that just yet. To the top side, a Pink Zerg player from Team Expert. It's Scarlett. For some reason, I had the inclination to introduce Neeb to the top side. Have no idea why at all. To the south side of the map, our blue Protoss player from Ting. It is Neeb. A little bit of FPS like that. So we are going to be alternating servers, guys, which means between every game there might be just another minute or so as we swap servers to Korea, then back to America, then to Korea, then to America once again if we do need all of these games. And look at this, already kicking things off to the bottom right side. It's going to be our Pink Zerg player Scarlett who's throwing down the hatchery, but this isn't her gold base. This is Neeb's gold base. This is something we actually saw again. I've been talking a lot about kind of the past of Varney Research Station. This was a build that went on quite a lot in the past, and it's again an old Varney build. We'll see what Scarlett wants to do with it, because sometimes you actually try and mine from that gold base and apply some pressure too. It's kind of weird because, you know, this proxy hatch is not really in a position to actually really do damage or anything. You can make some units nearby, but that's about it. So we'll see what Neeb's going to scout. He will go to the natural to try and see if there is a hatchery there already. We'll see there isn't. And then I guess we'll try and find a gold base as well. So I guess he will continue to scout right here in the next few moments. Thank you very much, KH Tad, for subscribing with Twitch Prime. Can you get some SHI hearts in the chat, please, for another sub here tonight? Thank you so much for the continued love. Again, appreciate all the support. Thank you all for being so awesome. Again and again and again. 199 subs. We are literally one away. I can't believe it. Thank you so much. Right, let's focus on this game, though, because this is going to be interesting. We already see drones being made, so it is just going to be drones early from Scarlett. I imagine she would have to make a spine crawler here to stay fairly safe once Neeb scouts this, because he's already got an adept on the way out. So, I mean, she's going to have a queen, but she needs something more than that to protect these drones. Otherwise, adepts are just going to keep on running in here and picking off her workers on this gold base. So, has to start dealing with that. So we're going to be seeing the adept moving forward, shading through, and we're just going to be seeing a couple of drones pulling away already. I mean, again, the queen will slowly work its way through this, but again, a spine crawler would help so much more. She does actually keep all her drones alive. Good micro by Scarlett so far. There's now a couple of lings coming out, and that will be actually enough to defend now. However, here we go. We're starting to see what Scarlett's plan is. Dropping overlords in this corner, and she's going to start spamming out some Zerglings as speed gets ready to kick in here shortly. Scarlett going full on aggression in game number 1 now. Neeb held something similar to this on Overgrowth against Tree. It wasn't exactly the same. Hit a little bit later, had Pneumatized Carapace. But it's the same sort of idea. A big Link Flood to get things rolling. We're going to be seeing a pylon just behind this wall. And here comes the first Lings. Mothership Core being Corona boosted. Neeb already pulling away probes from the natural to make sure he can keep them alive a bit more easily. And again, he's got Glaives on the way up. He's got a couple more gates coming down. And these few Zerglings to the right-hand side running around as well. Going to be working their way through that Nexus over here. So starting to work his way through there. That Mothership Core going to have to back away. The Queens pushing the Mothership Core over to the left-hand side as these Zerglings continue to see what else is up. Adept's going to shade back as, oh my god, the Mothership Core getting very low at the front. Adepts will come forwards and fight the Queens now. And as we're going to be seeing, obviously that's the benefit of kind of proxying this hatchery over here. The Queens will come in from pretty close, as we are going to be seeing these Zerglings continuing to finish off this natural expansion. Adepts will come down here and will trade against a few Lings. As we're going to see them very shading back now. Overcharge as well will protect, but well, Neeb is down to 1 base. But at the same time, Scarlett only has 21 drones, but she does have a gold base to work with too. A couple of more Lings going down. These Adepts will chase us away. And here's the problem with the follow-up. Dark Shrine on the way. Neeb's going to have a lot of power with that. Even these Adepts on their own are still in a pretty good spot. Bane Nest coming down now from Scarlett. She starts out with a couple of drones too, and also a +1 melee upgrade coming in right now as well. So just going to be seeing these Lings still looking around. Adepts currently working their way through this forward pylon, so this first pylon will fall here. There's a few more Adepts coming in on this ramp. And there's that pylon getting taken down. Going to be seeing another pylon to the side of the base. I'm just going to be seeing these Zerglings continue to move around here. So we're going to run over to the right. I mean, the thing is, there's just so many Adepts, and Banes aren't ready yet. And that's going to be problematic here for Scarlett, I think, because that's going to be her main part of defense in this. A couple of drones getting taken down. They start to pull away to the side. You'll see this first screen with lots of energy going to be targeted as we see Zerglings running forwards. And Def's beginning to shade back as well. We'll cancel that. No real need. Doesn't really get anything from it. As well, here's the first 2 Dark Temple. And again, right now, there is not a Spore Crawler on the map. So there's not currently any detection available to deal with these, to deal with these DTs. So you see Banelings coming in. Obviously, Banelings can manually detonate. And that's one way to clean up the Dark Temple, but here we go. Spores will begin back at home for Scarlett at least, but again, these DTs for now will pick their way through Queens. They'll pick up an Overlord to keep alive, but Scarlett will lose this hatchery as Neeb is already about to finish up his own natural. And it really feels as though Scarlett's aggression here has not worked out. Now, she still has the Bane Nest. She still has +1 melee, so she's got bits and pieces. But is it enough? This DT will move forwards and we'll just swipe away the few drones, I imagine. Drones will pull in to try and fight. Neeb will go down towards the low ground natural here and try and scout a little bit more as well. But the reality is, there's just not going to be enough around here. Well, there's nothing here to kill. I mean, the idea is, I guess, that he could have, if there was a hatchery built, he would have killed it because the Spore wouldn't be down here because there's no creep spread. The reality for Scarlett is she's in a tough position. Lots of Zerglings still moving around the map. Some Lings will drop off towards the natural expansion, but there's a pylon nearby. He can overcharge this right away. There's a few more Lings running down the left-hand side, and we're going to be seeing, well, these Zerglings from Scarlett looking to see what else is going to be happening. Overcharges popped, and Mothership Force on to work its way through some of these Zerglings here. Probe taking a little bit of damage. And one more probe going down right there. And we're seeing across the map DT stopping Scarlett from expanding right now, and this is just Neeb really responding very, very well to this initial build over the Scarlett. He knows what he wants to do. He knows how to play against it, and it's working out so well for him here. I mean, Scarlett's still trying to play off of 1 base, +2 melee upgrade, and Pneumatized Carapace, and Centrifugal Hooks. But she still can't take an expansion. I'm kind of surprised that Neeb has allowed the natural over here to come down. I guess he pulled his DT away from this position a little while ago. As we are going to be seeing these couple of Archons from Neeb, setting up a few Adepts as well, all joining up together here over to the left-hand side. Sentry 2, and we're going to be seeing all of these units moving up the left-hand side of the map. A few more Adepts warping in. And again, there's that Centrifugal Hooks coming up to being about halfway done, so Bane speed in-game shortly as these Adepts moving up here. I mean, again, the Banes are pretty good against Adepts, so Neeb has to be a little bit careful, has to make sure he splits properly, but if he splits, of course, then all of a sudden the issue is that these Zerglings can get a bit of a better surround. Archons coming in as well to support, and I guess that is the tough part of this composition right now, really. 2 Archons are just unkillable. Warp Prism on the way, don't think Neeb really needs it, as he's going to look to take game number 1 of this series, and already getting a little bit of payback for this losses he took earlier today in Nation Wars. These Adepts will be too much, the Archons too much. GG is called, Scarlett taps out, Neeb takes the first game of this best of 5. For the 16 bits, I appreciate it greatly. As we jump on into game 2 of Scarlett versus Neeb. Alright guys, she's down by 1. I want to hear you in the chat right now. Getting hyped, getting excited, and showing some love if you're cheering on the pink Zerg player to the bottom right-hand side of Echo. Let's hear it for Scarlett. I want to hear you going crazy in the chat right now. We'll see you going crazy. I can't actually hear you, I'm sorry. Don't actually have audio sensors connected to the chat. To the top left-hand side. Our blue Protoss player up by 1. Let's hear it if you want to see a Protoss continue to advance through the lower bracket. This guy has potentially a monster run ahead of him still, but he's already made a monster run. 3-1 Winter, 3-2 Gumiho, 3-2 Euphem, 3-1 True. In the group stage, he went 1-1 against Innovation. Again, I can't stress enough that if you didn't see them 2 matches, you should go check it out on youtube.com/WardiTV. But for now, let's channel together. Let's send some love to the blue Protoss player who's been entertaining us all night long so far. Series after series, great games, fantastic StarCraft 2 of the highest level. To top left of Echo, it's Neeb. Game 2. What is going on here? Nexus into core against what was a gas pool, then a hatchery from Scarlett. So a little bit different out of Scarlett in these early stages. I mean, obviously, she's not proxying a gold base this time around, but it is gas pool, then the hatch, so potential for early aggression still with that earlier gas in play. The Ling speed will kick in a little sooner. There's the potential to go into roaches and a roach-based attack a little bit sooner as well. So that's also a possibility right now. This probe continuing to head up towards the upper left-hand side. And we'll be just jumping on in towards the natural expansion here in a moment or so to see what's up and what's happening. See the Nexus coming down. And, yeah, just sees the Nexus coming down. So Nexus on the way down here. Beaver Chamber finishes from Scarlett early, and she's going to go for a very fast +1 melee upgrade. So that's going to be her choice of tech here in these early stages. She's already making lings, though, and I guess she's looking to be aggressive at dropping Overlord Morphin in already. First Adept finds the first Zergling, though, and is shading after the second one. So, unfortunately for Scarlett, her first Adept Zerglings here are not going to be able to really do very much. Now, let's see if they can gather together and maybe get a little bit more done going into the future. I mean, there's dropping Overlords getting into position. And Scarlett, again, going for these Link Foods, looking to continue being aggressive. It's kind of crazy when she sets up into this. Lots of Scarlett cheers in the chat from Snowdrum 2000, from Gaio Kuroga, from Donglo Balls High 420. Scarlet Angel from says Faith SC. Some Neeb chats as well from Elder Balam. Neeb says Nate Diggs 88. Alright, good to see you guys cheering players on. I'd love to read more, but obviously action is beginning as Overcharge gets popped in the corner of this base, and Scarlett starts to send the Lings in here to see what she can do. Mineral Line under attack. One Adept already in the choked up position. Good position for now, but is it enough? Because this is a lot of Zerglings. And of course the problem for Neeb is this continues into a position where he's going to be against +1 Lings very soon. So the damage they're going to be doing is going to increase crazy amounts here very shortly. 5 workers lost already, 2 Adepts on the low ground starting to fight and starting to clean up some of these Lings that are down here. So Scarlett, good damage so far, but needs a bit more. Still down by 9 workers. And an Oracle on the way out. Well, that will help clean up a whole bunch of these Lings very soon. However, another 10 workers going down. Probes will actually turn and fight here for a moment. 2 Adepts in the back being kept alive because the Zerglings are, the probes are tanking those Zerglings for now. Turning around once again. A few more Lings taking some more damage. More Lings trying to bust through the front too. Cybernex Core under fire here, but Lings will have to turn away as those Adepts are in position and able to clean up quite nicely. More Lings getting taken down. And this Overlord from Scarlet continue to drop up into the main base. Lings here trying to work their way through this Cybernex Core, but honestly, it's not really happening just yet. There's a Adept going to try and get away. Lings do pick it off though. There's more Lings still coming forwards. Lings picking off probes left, right, and center right now. So much damage being done, and honestly, I think Scarlett might have done enough. 20 workers killed, and now she goes into drones, so suddenly she pops up to be in a 7-worker lead. Has +1 melee on these Lings, but the Adepts, well, they don't care about that because the Lings aren't attacking them. They are just being killed. So, last couple of Lings will go for one more probe, and Scarlett will just find it. No, she will not. Gets taken down at the very, very end. Neeb with a full wall off at the front will have to break down his own pylon to break out of this. There's another few Lings in the main, and not just is this probe's being killed, but mining time being lost. Let's see the effect of this after all is said and done. Neeb obviously with the initial income advantage, and now look at Scarlett's income lead. Going to be way up there, and probably be able to maintain that quite nicely. And she'll just continue to make Lings right now. That's all, drones right now. That's all she needs until she has to deal with these Adepts though, and that is actually going to be happening very soon. Now with +1 melee, the Lings will trade a bit better than before, and a bit better than we're maybe used to seeing them trade. But also, I mean, it's kind of tough to say. It's kind of tough to say. Like, I mean, she sort of needs a Baneling Nest, but she's only just started, so I sort of feel like she is in a bit too much trouble here. Because now, even if Neeb doesn't kill her, he is going to force a lot of units, and that will bring him back into the position he wants to be in the game overall. So, we're going to be seeing the Adepts gathering together. We're going to be seeing some Queens fighting their way through some of these Adepts. A little bit of damage initially. MSC across the map too. Very interesting because that's going to go down so quickly to these Queens. Not sure what Neeb is hoping to do with that. Adepts will shade through. There's a lot of Lings here, and Scarlett with the +1 melee getting us around will actually clean these up pretty quickly. So, in the end, Neeb's Adepts do go down. Mothership Core is going to be chased as well. Just about manages to recall in the very end. And, well, Scarlett, she had that income lead back for what? It's kind of crazy. The income is probably overall kind of evened out now as the game has passed by. Like this sort of area, it's like school again. I always feel like it's math class. And I'm actually just going to say the area under the graph here for Neeb is kind of his total minerals mined, right? So it's kind of the similar size over on this side from Scarlett. So overall, they kind of mined the same amount. Scarlett was traded better though, and that definitely will count for something as this sentry goes down, but does get the force field off beforehand. So So just about managing to make a hold there, as we do see the lair on the way from Scarlett now in the main base. Continuing to set on up, another hatchery coming down, an extractor, and now a Rotron. As this game, despite the aggressive start, is going to start going into a bit more of a macro focus over the next few minutes. Mothership core going to sit out the front here, and we are going to be seeing some extra gases coming down. I mean, she actually cancelled the Rotron just then, so I wonder if this is going to be a Spire. I mean, we're talking about 4 gases, so a Spire is a big possibility if this lair finishes up very soon. I mean, what else can she build? Well, +2 melee. It's going to take a bit of a gas, but not too much. She actually starts +1 missile attack. I guess a Hydra stem then, and just play kind of Lingbane Hydra going in towards the next stage of this. We're morphing a few Banes right now, and she wants to make sure she can defend against these Adepts currently moving across the map. And look at Neeb. She's actually just been adding on gateways. With a gateway on this side of the map as well, he's going to be able to warp in a bit faster and continue this pressure. And that's why Scarlett right here is starting to focus on those Banelings rather than dropping down any tech out of her lairs. We're going to see the burst Baneling connections starting to be pretty okay actually, but again, most importantly, forcing those Adepts to split up, which allows the Zerglings to get the full surround, and is able to fight against this so much more easily. In the end, it looks as though Scarlett is actually really fighting back into this, and it looks as though she's probably just going to end up winning. I really thought the Adepts from Neeb were going to be enough, but Scarlett's defense is very, very good. And it looks as though we're going to be tied up 1 game apiece, a position we've been in so many times today. These Adepts going to shade on through, they're going to commit? I don't think so. There's just so many Lings over here, but now there's so many Lings over here, Banelings as well, and they're going around the back to try and find the best possible connection. Again, don't even really need to use the Banelings, just wants to get the Adepts to split up so the Lings get that better surround, cleans them up nicely. Scarlett continues to just deal with this very nicely right now, as we're going to be seeing the Adepts. The Banelings coming over here, forcing the Adepts to once again just split up, and actually trying to get some of the warping in Adepts. Again, these Banes may not trade the best, but it forces the Adepts to split. Although now the Banes are dead, suddenly we're going to be seeing these Zerglings getting a full surround once more. So, Zerglings getting a full surround once more, and I mean, it's still not quite the surround he wanted. She wanted, sorry. Kind of a weird few moments. Kind of like some weird fights there. In the end, Scarlett just has too much. Neeb committed to this attack, and it didn't work out. GG's. Game's better than no bits. Let's jump into game number 3. We have to the bottom left-hand side from Team Expert, the pink Zerg player. Let's give it up for Scarlett. And to the top right-hand side, the red Protoss player from Ting. Give it up, please, if you're cheering on Neeb. Has my phone died, really? Excuse me just a moment, guys. I need to plug my phone in just for reasons. I only have a charger for the PC here. And I think it's going to open iTunes, so... Oh, well, I will when it actually turns on, which it just did. It's kind of crazy. It was on 10%, and I decided to go down to 0%. How funny. Alright, so... we'll set up into this and see, kind of what's going on. Okay, cool. Sorry, just fixing something here. Anyways, opening here from Neeb going to be a bit more aggressive than previous games. So, going to be a couple of gateways coming in early, and that's obviously going to lead to some Adepts. So it's going to be Neeb applying the pressure this time around. And honestly, not a bad way to open, considering Scarlett has game after game so far thrown a lot of Zerglings towards Neeb. And so a lot of Adepts early will obviously help to scout that and actually do something about it as well. So that's pretty neat here early on, kind of seeing this. I'm just going to be seeing the drones on the way. So let's see what Neeb can get done with these early Adepts. This is an ability threw in against Winter yesterday in the early matches as well. I'm just going to be seeing those couple of Adepts coming down towards the bottom left-hand side. So a couple of Adepts heading down over there. I'm just looking to see what's going to be going on. Ling speed's coming up to being about halfway done. And a few more Zerglings just continue to come on out. Third hatchery coming over here as well from Scarlett. So setting up into that as those couple of Adepts keep on moving forwards. And just looking to see what else is happening. Actually going to start toggling down a Zergling there, and actually 1 or 2 drones right now too. So some drones starting to go down, and well, this is Neeb already getting good damage. I mean, 3 workers, and both Adepts will survive as well. and forcing Zerglings. Like, this is really nice. Already Scarlett on 21 drones, making more Lings here. Doesn't have an Evo chamber, unless I'm mistaken, so can't just drop with these as a follow-up. I mean, I don't think she really wants to against so much adept production early on. You can just see that Neeb continues to trade so nicely, coming in towards the mineral line. We'll lose one adept right now, and we'll then shade away, and is halfway across the map for Ling speed kicking on in. So moving up towards the upper right, these adepts are going to be continue to see what else things will go. Evo chamber is going to come down, so Scarlett is just going to go Lings again. I mean, at least try and pressure with these. She's starting to drone up, so she's not going to completely commit to this like previously. I'm just going to be seeing these Lings getting turned away by a few adepts. No sound? Okay, cool. Oh, that's just because I was tapped out, guys. Oh god, I had a mini heart attack right there. Anyways, we're going to see a drop in Overlord starting to go in towards the main base. So an Overlord going to start dropping over here. Going to start to unload a few Zerglings in the corner of this main. A few more Lings are going to attack up towards the front. And look to see what they can do. I mean, there's a lot of gates here from Neeb. I mean, he's got Glaives on the way up with 5 gates behind it. Neeb is getting very aggressive once again. Bane Nest on the way from Scarlett, and those Banes definitely help against those early adepts, obviously, so that's what she's going to be going into to try and defend this. Is taking an 8-worker lead, especially with killing these few Zergling probes. And these Zerglings just lifting up into this Overlord, which means they can drop down again soon, or at least force some adepts to stay out of position. So that's a really nice little something extra from Scarlett. We're going to see some Banes starting to morph in. 22 more Lings being made right now. Let's see what Neeb can do, pushing across the map. He doesn't have a close-by pylon, though. He also doesn't have a warp prism here either, so there's no way for him to warp in and to reinforce this push very easily. And so he has to be very careful, and he might just cancel these adept shades, because I don't think it's going to be worthwhile going in here without the potential of reinforcements. Banes and Lings going to keep on moving forwards, and here we go. Banes will split, force to split from those adepts. They're going to find some good connections anyway towards the back here, and Neeb is going to lose out on a lot of these adepts. He's going to cheat you out of the game just like that. Neeb is going to leave as an attack does not work. Scarlett shuts it down so we'll see what happens, and I'll keep you guys updated as well as we jump into game 4. And now it is our Blue Protoss player down to the bottom right hand side of the map. It is Neeb, our Blue Protoss here on Newkirk Precinct, down by 1. Let's see if he can fight back, tie things up to take us to game number 5, which he has done earlier today. He's had all sorts of situations today. He was 2-0 up and then got taken to game 5 and won. He was 2-1, 1-2 down like he is now, brought it back and won. And so much more. I'm not sure why we have Alicia spamming chat. And now to the bottom left hand side, our pink Zerg player. It is Scarlett. Neeb is proxy gating. Proxy gateways to try and win game number 4. So he's going to be setting up into this and trying to tie up the series with these gateways. Scarlett, of course, really has kind of had Neeb's number lately. And this seems to be no different right here today so far, as we're going to be seeing the gates on the way up. Now Scarlett's actually gone for an early gas pool, which creates a very interesting, weird situation. Because Neeb's going to not have anything at home initially to defend these Lings. So he's going to have to pull... This is going to be so weird. Like, Scarlett's attack is going to hit pretty early, and she's going to see as well, like, the lack of gateways. And she will have time, I think, to start a spine. Now, it's going to be close, actually, because these Lings are only halfway across the map, and the first Zealots are warping in. So it's actually really awkward. Because she's going to struggle to kind of do this right. She continues to move forward. She turned around for a moment. That's not great. She'll want to cancel this hatchery to build a spine crawler. That's almost a given right now. She comes up this ramp. She sees no nexus. That's already a bad sign. Now she comes up here. And we're going to be seeing immediately just talking it down to pylon. But, I mean, I guess that's supply blocks, Neeb. And that's a pretty big deal because it should stop another wave of Zealots coming out. But already 3 Zealots out and 3 more Zealots queued. This is really, really strange. Scarlett does start that spine in the back. We'll try and collect her Zerglings together right now. Hatchery is on the way. She's going to stop mining for Neeb. She's going to force those probes away, but now she has to save her own drones and stop these Zealots from kind of just ending the game. So it's a very weird situation. Ling's looking around, looking to see what might happen. And we've seen the Well, Spankle is going to get targeted down here. Cancel from Scarlett. She's got her natural hatchery still building. Her lings are continuing to chase these probes down. We're going to see actually a little bit of a surround. So the Zell's going to get surrounded before more Zells come in, and Neeb is just going to type out GG. When Scarlett opens aggressively like this herself,